Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And today I'm reviewing a film that is now currently in theaters. And I was able to watch this due to an early access screener from my friends over at Pixel Scene Media. The movie that I'm referring to is the 2025 film Juliet and Romeo, directed and co-written by Timothy Scott Bogart. Throughout the years, there have been plenty of adaptations of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, from Baz Luhrmann's modern take on it to a zombified version with the movie Warm Bodies. This, however, to the best of my knowledge, other than anything done on Broadway, is the first musical version of Romeo and Juliet, titled Juliet and Romeo. Now, for the most part, this really does follow the story of William Shakespeare's classic tale. Now, with it being a musical, there were some alterations to the original story, but honestly, it wasn't bad. I don't mind the changes. It was still an entertaining movie to watch. So if you are somehow completely oblivious and never even went to school and have no idea what the story of this film is, let me bring you up to speed. We have two families with a deep-seated hatred for each other. We have the Montagues and the Capulets. They are constantly bickering and fighting amongst each other and seem to have no ability of coming together even when they absolutely need to do so. Now, one of our main characters is Romeo, who happens to be a Montague, and is not really a big fan of sticking to the family plan and does not even really want to be involved with the way that they do things. Our other main character is Juliet, who is a Capulet and also has no interest in getting involved with her family's drama. Now, Juliet was going to school in France but recently just got brought back. So it's been years since Romeo and Juliet have seen each other since they were children. Now, for these two, as soon as they see each other, it's love at first sight, and now they'll do anything to stay together, even defying their families. This, of course, is terrible timing as everything is on the brink of war, and this is just pulling the two families even further apart. So, in this musical rendition of this love story, will these two be able to use their love to bring their two families together, or will it inevitably end in tragedy, as it always seems to have done in previous stories? Now, of course, as a brief heads up, if you did not pay attention to anything I've said so far, yes, this is in fact a musical, so if you're not a fan of musicals, you may not enjoy this. Now, me personally, I do like musicals, and I will say this though. You may have to be a fan more of musical theater to really enjoy this than just regular musicals, but that's just from my own viewpoint. For me personally, I do actually like the chemistry between Clara Rugard and Jamie Ward, who play Juliet and Romeo in this film. But one of the issues I do have is with you changing the title to make this different and having it be Juliet first, I really wish this would have felt like it was more from her perspective, because at least this version of Juliet felt very strong and confident. And I really would have liked to her to have more command over the screen because it did still kind of feel more like Romeo was the main character. Additionally, there are quite a few actors in this film. I was surprised by them showing up here. You have Jason Isaacs, Rebel Wilson, Rupert Everett, Derek Jacobi, and Dan Fogler. There's probably other ones that I just didn't recognize, but it was an interesting cast of characters. So, with this being a musical, I'm going to talk about the music for a moment. I did like the music, but I had a couple of issues with it. Number one, I felt that the music did overpower the vocals, so it was a little hard to hear them sing sometimes, and that definitely could have been due to the version that I had. Secondly, a lot of the sequences where they're singing felt more like a music video and not enough like, hey, this is how we're advancing the story. But that's also just my own opinion. Lastly, I liked the songs, but I don't think I'm going to be singing any of these in the shower. They just weren't catchy enough for me. So, at least for me on my scale, I'm giving Juliet and Romeo a 3 out of 5. If you're into musicals, if you want to watch a love story, I do recommend checking this one out. It is a fun watch, and it's currently in theaters now, so go see it for yourself and let me know what you thought about it in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. Once again, I'd like to thank Pixel Scene Media for being so nice to give me another early access screener. Hopefully, you guys keep doing so. And if anyone out there has access to be able to send out a screener for a film that you're involved with, definitely let me know. I'd love to be able to watch it, review it, and give you a little bit of extra publicity.